Hi Gandhi class. Thank you so much for coming to our live session this morning. It was so great to see you all, and thank you for your feedback as well. I'm really happy that you guys are really understanding the recount topic that we're looking at, and that you are enjoying the grammar lessons that are coming alongside it as well. So thank you so much for all your hard work too. I have noticed that you guys have been doing so much, and I'm really impressed with all the hard work that you guys have done. So welcome to our fifth and final Talk for Writing lesson this week. And our learning objective for this lesson is, can I write in chronological order? So when writing a recount, it's important that we write in chronological order. But what do we mean by chronological order? I would like for you to pause the video and either have a think about what we mean by chronological order, or if somebody is nearby and able to have a discussion with you, then can you please discuss with them what you think we mean by chronological order? Pause the video now to do this. Okay, so writing in chronological order means that we write what happened in the order in which it happened. This is also sometimes called time order. So if we're writing about our day, we wouldn't start by saying, I went to school, because that's not the first thing we would have done. The first thing we would have done would be, I woke up. So it's all about making sure that you are putting things in the order in which they happened. And that's important for a recount. So you use chronological order when writing a recount. So a recount is when we write about something that's happened already. And it's important that that's in chronological order because we need to see the events that have happened in the order in which they happened. You need to write in chronological order when writing a recipe. This is really important because depending on the order in which you write your recipe that somebody follows will depend on how their meal or what they're making is going to turn out. You wouldn't put something in the oven first if you haven't mixed all the ingredients together. So it's important that when writing a recipe, that's done in the order in which it needs to be done. And when writing a newspaper article, these are also important because, you know, we need to see the events that happened as they happened to really understand what the article is about. We can also use things like adverbials of time and time connectives to help us know what order it happened in for us to explain when it happened. We can also use our prior knowledge to put things into time order as well. So that's just using, you know, what you know already to understand what order it should be in. So for example, when we're looking at, you know, our day, we know that we normally wake up first. We don't, you know, go to school first. So that's using our own knowledge to know that we wake up first, then we get ready, and then we go to school. So, for example, if our sentence started with firstly, then we know that this is the first thing that has happened. If our sentence started with lastly or finally, then we know that this is going to be the last thing that would have happened. So here are some other adverbials of time or time connectives that can also be used to help you know the chronological order of things that have happened when they happened. So we've got after, afternoon, before, during, earlier, evening, eventually, finally, first, lastly, later, meanwhile, morning, next, suddenly, then, when, while, yesterday. After that, as soon as possible, at that point, in the end, at the end, in the beginning, in the end, just at that moment, just then, several hours, days, or months later, and without warning. So these also help us know the chronological order of when something happens. So here I've got some sentences about how to plant a seed and look after a plant. But they're in the wrong order, and I need your help to put them in the right order, the right chronological order. So what I want for you to do is go and get yourself a whiteboard and a whiteboard pen, or a pencil and a piece of paper. Pause the video now if that's what you need to go and get, and then unpause it when you have got those things. Okay. I'm now going to read through the sentences with you, and I want us to work together to put them into chronological order. So we've got finally, water it regularly and watch it grow. First, get a pot and fill half of it with soil. After that, put more soil over the seeds. Then get a watering can and dampen the soil. Next, put your seeds in the soil. Then put your pot somewhere that gets sunlight. So looking at these sentences here and using your knowledge of time connectives and adverbials of time and your knowledge of planting a seed, because we've all done that in year 2, I want you to, on your whiteboard, put these in chronological order. And then once you've done that, play the video again and we are going to work through it together. So pause the video to put these in chronological order. Okay, so if we look at these fronted adverbials of time, we're looking for one that suggests it's the first thing that happens. And as you can see here, we've got first, which means this is going to be the first thing that happens. So that needs to go at the start of our chronological order. Now, also using that information, we've got a finally. What do we mean by the word finally? Where do you think it's going to come? Well done if you said last, because it's finally, that is the last thing that is going to happen. So we've now got the first thing that's happened and the last thing that's happened, and we need to order these in the correct order in which they happen. So let's read through them and see what could come next. So we've already got the pot and it's filled halfway with soil. Then we've got, then put your pot somewhere that gets sunlight. After that, put more soil over the seeds. Then get a watering can and dampen the soil. Next, put your seeds in the soil. Now we know it's not going to be after that, put more soil over the seeds, because we haven't put any seeds in yet. So it's not going to be this one. Then put your pot somewhere where it gets sunlight. I don't feel like that's going to be the next one either, because what's the point in putting the pot somewhere that gets sunlight if I've only just put soil in it? So it's not going to be that one. So we're left with these two. Then get a watering can and dampen the soil, or next put your seeds in the soil. I think the one that makes most sense to go next would be next put your seeds in the soil. So I'm going to put that one second. Okay, now we've got 3 to work through. Then put your pot somewhere that gets sunlight. After that, put more soil over the seeds. Then get a watering can and dampen the soil. Now, I don't feel like it's going to be this one, the put your pot somewhere that gets sunlight, because again, that doesn't make any sense if I've only just put the seeds in the soil. So I'm going to just move that one down a bit. Here we've got after put more soil over the seeds, or then get a watering can and dampen the soil. Because I need to put more soil over the seeds, I think I'm going to do that before I dampen the soil, because that just makes more logical sense. So we'll put after that, put more soil over the seeds. And now we've got these 2 to put into correct chronological order. So it says, then get a watering can and dampen the soil, or then put your pot somewhere that gets sunlight. Now, the one that makes most sense here would be to dampen the soil first. We need to put water on the soil because plants need water in order to grow. Then I'd put my pot in sunlight, because I've done the hard stuff of, putting the seeds in, putting the soil in and watering, dampening the soil. So then I'm going to put it somewhere where it gets sunlight, because again, plants need sunlight to grow. And then I've got my finally, water it regularly and watch it grow. So well done if you got first get a pot and fill half of it with soil. Next, put your seeds into the soil. After that, put more soil over the seeds. Then get a watering can and dampen the soil. Then put your pot somewhere that gets sunlight. And finally, water it regularly and watch it grow. Well done if you got that in chronological order. Okay, now there are some activities for you to choose from. I want you to make sure that you are choosing the activity that is most appropriate for you. So, activity number 1, put the pictures and sentences below in chronological order. So you've got some pictures and you've got some sentences, and this is all about getting ready for school. So here are the sentences. Then I ate pancakes for breakfast. Finally, I leave my house for school. Next, I brushed my teeth. First, I wake up and get out of bed. Then I put on my school uniform. After that, I brushed my hair. And you need to put these in chronological order using your knowledge of fronted adverbials and fronted time adverbials and what they mean, and your knowledge of getting ready for school. So if this is the activity that you are going to complete, please pause the video here to complete it. Okay, activity number 2. I want you to think about your morning routine and finish off the sentences. The adverbial of time has already been done for you, so you just need to fill in what you would do, but make sure it is in chronological order. So you've got firstly, next, then, after that, then, finally, and you just need to tell me what you are doing for your morning routine in chronological order. Pause the video here if you are going to be completing activity number 2. And the final activity. I want you to write your own paragraph in chronological order using this timetable below. However, the timetable is jumbled up, so you need to use appropriate adverbials of time and time connectives to put this into chronological order in a paragraph. So I need to see full sentences. So we've got leave for school, get dressed, school, dinner, eat breakfast, go home, wake up, brush teeth, and bedtime. Pause the video here if this is the activity that you are going to complete. Please make sure you upload all of your work to Tapestry, and I will see you next time, Gandhi class. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.